All right, hello and welcome to another challenge. Let's continue. So this particular one is the Falsy bouncer from the FreeCodeCamp curriculum. And if you are here just for the final solution, check the description. I'm going to include the timestamp and you can jump straight to the final solution. But if you want to know how we approached it and how we got the final solution, let's get started. Okay, once again, this is the Falsy bouncer challenge. And the challenge is to remove all falsy values from an array and return a new array. So do not mutate the original array. So after your function is done running, your original array should remain the same. You shouldn't change or mutate it. Now, falsy values in JavaScript are any of these. So false, null, zero, an empty string, undefined, or none. So you have an array here. So if you see any of these falsy values, you should remove it and then return an array that contains only truthy values. So for example, this should return 7 if and then 9. It should not return this false here because this is a falsy value. All right, so let's do some pseudocoding. So I'll say given an array, create a final array and set it as empty, so as an empty array. Then loop through the given array because we want to check each item in the array. Okay, so for each iteration of the loop, check whether or not the current item is a falsy value. Okay, if it is not falsy, then push it into the final array and then return the final array when the loop is done running. Okay, all right, now let's go and write the code. So what's the first thing we say we want to do? We want to create a final array and set it as empty. So let's create a final array and set it to empty. Okay, next up, we want to loop through the given array. So we need our for loop. I'll say let I equal to 0, I is less than r.length, and then I++ after every iteration. So for each iteration, we want to check whether or not the current item is a falsy value. So I'm going to say if, then we are given a hint here, try converting each value to a boolean. So you can convert a value to a boolean by simply saying boolean and then giving the value as an argument. So I'm going to say r1. All right. Now we are checking if the value is truthy. Now if it is a falsy value, it will be false. Okay, so for example, let me give you an example. Let's do console.log boolean 7. You see, it returns true. If I do 8, it returns true. If I do an empty string, it returns false. If I do false, it returns false. All right. So if the boolean value of the item is true, then we want to push it into the final array, because we want the final array to only include items that are truthy value. All right, now after the loop is done running, we want to return final array. Okay, so let me do a console log of final array. Let's see what we are getting. All right, we are getting 7, 8, and 9. So like this, which is what we expect. So our function is complete now. Let's run the test and our test pass. Okay, so that's it. That is the final solution right here. All right, so thanks for watching and see you in the next one.